Hi, Deacon John Wilson here, Education Enrichment Director for West Angeles Church, where our pastor is Pastor Charles Blake. Emeritus Bishop is our Emeritus Pastor, Charles E. Blake. We call him the GOAT, greatest of all time, and founder of our program. One day, I think I need to tell that story real soon, but not right now. What I want to talk about is next year. Next year will be upon us, and this is the week I traditionally announce what we're thinking about for next year. We have an exciting year planned. Let me step back and say a lot of the things we wanted to do at the end of the pandemic, we could not do because we weren't in our facility. But now we are, and I think it's very important to do those. A lot of things that we were doing in 2019, we could pick up right where we left off. I have some exciting things planned in the area of career panels for our 12th graders and our youth going into college. I have a huge panel coming up in February. I'm going to bring you two different small panels, students from our program, which is going to be in person at West Angeles Church. Watch our website and our events page. I'll remind you of how to get back. Go down, click down in the description below. Take a look at our events. We're already posting events for next year now. But that's where you want to go to know what's happening. Subscribe to this channel if you want to hear things that are happening. Also, we're going to totally revamp how we look at Saturdays. Saturdays has been typically a throwaway day for us, but we're going to use it. I'm going to create a community, my workers and I, of thinkers and educators of educational use for our young people. We're going to have our math and writing workshop that we're going to have in the mornings. It's going to run for about an hour, hour and a half. You can send your youth to get weekend homework done or get extra training. We'll have special topics we'll cover as well. But starting at 10 each week, we're going to have, get this, logic, reasoning, and fun games on the third floor in our area, the Education Enrichment Program in the Family Life Center. Stay alert for the email about this very soon. We're going to have a screenwriters workshop for young people who want to get into screenwriting and telling stories. We're going to be running that probably from 12:30 to 2 many Saturdays during the year. We're going to have field trips. Oh, let's go back to the logic games. We're going to do games they've heard of and they've not heard of. We're going to do games like chess, Stratego. We're going to do, yes, video games will be there. I know my man Yard, shout out to him. He has some great ideas. We're going to have those logic. We're going to do card games that maybe you haven't even heard of, that the kids are going to learn because they build critical thinking skills that they don't get in school. When we get them for the SAT, we realize they just don't have critical thinking skills. Fortunately, the SAT prep model lends itself to teaching them how to critically think. But what if it was just part of our culture normally in our program? So we're going to do card games they never heard of, like Pinochle. It's a great game where they can learn to count and to think and to reason. I already mentioned Stratego and chess. We're going to have those kind of games as well, too. It's very, very important to, we'll have some other games, too, we'll feature from time to time. But that's going to be in the middle period of the morning when we're not on a field trip. We're going to do some field trips. We're going to Caltech. We're trying to work out a nice trip to Cal State Bakersfield on a Saturday. We may have to do it on a Friday, but we're trying to work it out for Saturday when they have a significant campus event. We're going to take some vans out there to Cal State Bakersfield. We're going to get over to see events at our museums. The Museum of Tolerance in West LA. We're going to take a group over there and see the civil rights as well as the Auschwitz camp recreation, I guess you'd call it. That's over there, and teach our kids about that. We used to go there. In fact, Bishop used to suggest we take the kids there, and it was a wonderful field trip back in the days. Many of you parents may remember who have students in when we did Rites of Passage. We were doing that way back then. So we have a lot of great things planned for next year. Not to mention, we'd like to have a big DC enrichment tour at the end of the year. We're trying to get that funded. We'll put out the details to the parents. Thanks to you all who earlier this year finished a survey form for us. So we're planning that trip right now, and we're figuring out the budget for it, what we need to raise. Finally, we're going to do something in the area of social media. We want to have a couple of meetings where we talk to you as parents about how to control social media, particularly the parents of grades 4 through 8. That's where you got to deal with it before they get addicted to it. Because this cell phone of ours, this smartphone, I should say, here is mine right here. This smartphone has been the cause of a lot of anxiety and emotional damage for our young people. So we're going to have some sessions where we deal with it. We found some really great experts to come in, an expert anyway, to come in and talk about it. And we'd like you to come in and hear about ways you can control it in your house. We want your young person to hear about how to control it. We're going to do sessions for them too. And it's important that we don't say get rid of it, but that we control it. And I should have said finally, I said finally once, sorry. We're going to have a young women and young men's professional development and enrichment groups where we can enact literally what the Bible says in Titus, that older believers can teach younger believers. Now, our older believers how to live their lives, but now our older believers are going to be really 25 to 35 years old. I have some older people too, and I'll be working with it, but it's important they hear from people that are successful in life. Again, a lot of mentoring, strict mentoring type things to be going on and teaching our young men and young ladies how to live right. That'll be happening. That's an enrichment fund. Remember, I'm the education and enrichment director. We want to fully enrich and develop your youth in 2025. All right, it's going to be exciting. We're going to have a great year. I look forward to your involvement as we go into the new year. God bless you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.